All right, so we're on part 3 talking about live streaming, and we've talked about how you need some cameras, manned or PTZ. You're going to need some sort of video switcher. Basically, it's bringing all your video sources together and allowing you to switch what you're sending to your program feed at different times. And then you're going to need to actually encode your video for a live stream. And this is a topic that most people actually do know something about nowadays because live streaming's become so popular.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't just take video and send it to the internet. You know, there's a protocol. There's actually a couple different protocols. The most common one right now is RTMP, but I know some other ones are starting to pick up traction. And you can kind of think of those as like different languages, like a coding language.
Mm-hmm.
But pretty much we've got to take this video signal and convert it into the protocol language that a live stream app like YouTube or Facebook can understand and convert back to video so your end user can watch it. So this process is called encoding. And there are software encoders.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about OBS,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep. OBS is a very, very popular because it's free. It's open source. It's not the easiest thing to work with right away. If you're into this thing, it's easy.
You could figure it out.
If you're a nerd, then you won't have any problems.
Sure.
You'll jump in and you'll see all the settings and you'll watch some YouTube videos and boom, you're off running.
There is a lot of information out about OBS.
Yes.
That's a huge advantage.
Yeah, so it's great. It's easy to use and it's awesome. We talked about ProPresenter. There's other ones, vMix, Ecamm.
Yeah,
There's
ProPresenter actually can live stream now.
Yeah.
I think you still have to connect it to a service like Resi or something like that. But yep, you can encode through ProPresenter now.
Yeah.
So the primary disadvantage of using a software encoder is?
Well, you need a pretty beefy computer.
Yeah, it's the computer.
Because you're taking in you're asking a computer to do a lot.
It's a lot of processing.
Because let's just say we're doing 1080-60.
Yeah, that's a lot of data.
Which is what we're shooting right now.
Yep.
So you're bringing in that amount of data, and then you're trying to push that data back out to the internet.
Yeah.
That's asking the computer to do a lot because that's 60 frames per second, and at 1080 is that's the resolution.
A lot of pixels.
So that's just you need something with a good not just. This could be a rabbit hole, but your video card, the whole thing needs to be
processor, RAM.
Yeah, everything plays into
But
account.
the other disadvantage, one of my favorite stories when COVID first hit, I was working at a church like most of us were. Hey, we need to learn how to live stream. We were all learning how to live stream at the same time. Like nobody had thought about it except the really big churches. And I'll never forget, I got to church. I had a nice iMac with big stats. This thing could code all day. And I went to boot it up and it said, I have a software update I need to install, and it wouldn't let me not select it. And all of a sudden we had to sit around for like an hour while this thing updated. Mm-hmm. One of the biggest disadvantages of software encoding is you're running it on a computer that has other jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes those jobs conflict with each other.
Yep.
So if you're looking for a more solid approach, your other option is going to be hardware encoding. Mm-hmm. And basically, there's nothing fancy about it. A hardware encoder is just a computer. But it's a computer that has one job.
Yeah.
It doesn't do anything else. It can't check email. It can't do, right? It can only encode video. That's all it's designed to do. Very popular ones right now would be like the Blackmagic Web Presenter, the Resi Ray, or the Resi... I can't remember the name of the other one.
But Resi in general.
Resi makes a bunch of hardware encoders.
They make a bunch of different ones.
And they have a whole proprietary network you can connect to and lots of features. Definitely look into it. It could be worth it. Mm-hmm. But if you're just looking for something simple, Web Presenter from Blackmagic's been good. Or like Stuart mentioned in our last podcast, they actually started building the live streaming feature into all their ATEM mini series. Mm-hmm. So you can live stream straight from there.
The thing is buying an ATEM Mini Pro is, how much is that? $600, $700, $800?
They've gone down now because of the SDI versions. But
yeah, but it's somewhere in that range. You try to find a computer for that price that's actually going to do what you're talking about.
Even the Blackmagic Web Presenter, which its only job is just to encode, it doesn't do switching or anything, is a $500 unit. Yeah. You can buy an ATEM Mini for that.
There is no $500 computer on the market that I know of that can do what we're talking about.
Yeah, so the advantages of the hardware encoder is its sole purpose is to encode. It doesn't have any other software on it except the encoding software. They're typically more solid. But the other thing you need to look into, and you definitely cannot overlook, is internet. The way the internet that you're using is really important, and we're going to talk about that in a bonus episode.
Bonus episode?
Yeah, just for you.
All right.